Obviously, as I do more and more of these live streams, as they become more of a regular thing, obviously it's gonna kind of get quieter and quieter every time. We're gonna find like a low kind of baseline where hopefully we won't drop underneath that. But I don't expect it to be quite as lively and noisy as the earlier streams that I did. But it's all good. Hopefully we'll have a nice chill session. Yes, indeed, it has been 2 weeks already. I always say it, but this whole thing gives me kind of an idea of just how quickly time does go. Every time it's a 2-week gap, it always feels like it's only been a 1-week gap. It just keeps happening. And yeah, it's like a even more kind of objective almost way of seeing how quickly time passes. It's insane. But yes, it has been 2 weeks, and here we are once again. So let me kind of explain what we're going to be doing for this session, and then we will kick off, and it will give people time to kind of trickle in. What we did in the last session was to finish the game. We managed to get through Braska's final Aeon as well, and of course the Aeons and Yevon. Saw the credits roll, and then it was like, where do we go from here? And obviously what I wanted to do was to basically do the quote-unquote post-game of this game, which involves things like the Celestial Weapons, involves the Omega Ruins, involves the Monster Arena, and then of course the Dark Aeons. And so for all of that stuff, obviously there's some work to do. At the end of the last session, just to kind of finish things off and give me something to do, we began trying to get some of the Celestial Weapons. We got like the Cloudy Mirror, converted it to the Celestial Mirror, and I think we picked up, how many of the weapons do we have now? We have God Hand. We definitely don't have that. Don't have that. We don't have this. Yep, we don't have that. We just picked up the Onion Knight, and we have this one. Yes, okay. So we've made a start. It's still early days yet, and what I did on the channel was to basically poll the viewers of these like live streams / the VODs, and I said, do you guys want me to basically try and do all of this manually, like not hack anything in and just do every single step of the process? Do you want me to basically hack in all the Celestial Weapons and just go straight to something like monster capturing and move it along? Or do you want me to basically hack in the monster capturing as well, like basically all of the grind work and all this stuff, just move straight on to trying to fight the bosses? And you know, I was pretty sure what the response was going to be anyway, but unsurprisingly, people were like, do everything and just go through, like get all the Celestial Weapons, get all of the crests, all of the sigils, all of that kind of stuff. And you guys of course want to see me suffer through the lightning dodging / chocobo race / blitzball and all of that stuff. So basically we're going to try and do it all, and obviously since we're done with the story and stuff, it's going to be a little bit more chill, get more of a chance to chat, take things at our own pace. But of course we are working towards getting all of the Celestial Weapons, getting them powered up, and then from there we're going to obviously start to take on some more difficult stuff. Now, the reason I wanted to kind of do the Celestial Weapons first here, usually I'd probably just dive straight into Omega Ruins, but here we still have the situation where we've basically completed the sphere grid for everybody. These are all like everyone's natural paths, but for the rules that I've placed for this challenge, we cannot break these locks and head into other portions of the sphere grid. So what we're going to do, we're going to see how far we can take this challenge by basically staying within the confines of everybody's sphere grid. So can we, for example, complete all of the Omega Ruins? Can we beat Omega himself? Monster capturing, I'm sure we'll do all of that. And then how much of the Monster Arena can we beat? And then can we even beat any of the Dark Aeons with these restrictions? So eventually what I'm going to do is, this is like Riku's path, we'll use her as an example. Her road kind of ends here. So normally I think this was Bribe, but for the randomizer it's become Jinx. So what we're going to do, we're not going to break this level 3, we're not going to move any further from here, and the start of her grid is all the way up here. And once again, we're not breaking this one, we're not breaking this, so anything outside of this patch that you see here will not be broken. But we still have a little bit of flexibility here because we've got these level locks within her grid. So these ones, once we hopefully get the spheres that we need, we can break all of these open. And then we have empty nodes, so we can add purple spheres to these empty nodes as well. And so basically, we're not going to get like an incredible stat boost, but we should be able to get some better stats that might give us a better chance to get this done. So we'll have a look and see how that works. But before we get to all of that stuff, it's going to be focused on basically this run's going to look, well, this session, sorry, is going to look very much like a normal Final Fantasy X session, where we're going to try to get the Celestial weapons and all that kind of stuff. So, I think what I want to do is, especially for this session, I've already got a no encounters armor. So I think I'm just going to use like these toggles to make my life a bit easier. What I want to check is to make sure if I have all of the destruction spheres for Anima, because we will need to fight Belgamine in Remiem Temple, and we need to beat all of her Aeons, which means we need to get all of the optional Aeons as well. But I think I have all of the destruction spheres. I just hope I didn't skip any, because I'm like, it's a randomizer run anyway, like I might not need it, because then that would involve having to go back and do Cloister of Trials for another temple. I think the Zanarkand one I don't have, but other than that, hopefully I've got them all. So let's have a look and see what we got here. I'm pretty sure I don't have Zanarkand, but let's just see what we do have. Come on, might as well grab these. Okay, just wanted to pop up first. Always found these statues interesting, like the figures on them, they look kind of like, I don't know, frog-like, I guess, their heads. And it's always been one of those lore things that I've been curious about. Like, does anybody know? I don't think I've ever seen them in any Ultimanias or anything. Like, what are these figures? Who do they represent? Where are they from? Do not know. I think there's like just some speculation about them, but I don't think there's anything concrete about what they're supposed to be. Okay, so far so good. So that's fine. I think the next one will not illuminate, and then that should be Zanuck. Yes, okay. So we are missing one. This should be Zanuck. So that means, I think the first thing I'll do is I'll probably go to Zanarkand, I'll get the Destruction Sphere, and I'll come back and we'll grab Anima. So we'll start things off slow, because we are going to need it eventually. And we'll see how we go from there. Welcome to everybody joining in. Hope you're all having a good week so far. Here in the UK at least, we had a bank holiday yesterday, so it's basically like a double Sunday almost. That was nice. I did a little bit of work, but not much, maybe like a couple of hours. So we're going to start by going back to Zanarkand Dome here. Okay, I guess it's that time of the year where there's a lot of national holidays around the world.
We're counting on you, kid.
Right.
Here we go!
Here we go! Let's do it. It's great that we have these teleports, man. And yes, Carifian is in the chat, and I had mentioned that I'm going to start doing the Carifian mod for Final Fantasy X. I think it's called the Master mod? Masters mod? He'll correct me on that. But I haven't had time yet. There's still other things that I've been working on, but I will make a start on that soon. And Michael's with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. FFX Masters Challenge, as in a challenge for mastery of the game. Have you had many people complete the mod at this stage? This one's those, then there's another one in the corner. Forget how many there were supposed to be in here, because it's like across the 2 rooms, I think. I think this might be it for this room. Oh god, yeah, this one I don't remember. Like, also the slight discoloration of the tiles isn't super helpful. I think this is one, yeah. Crimson Inferno completed on stream. Besides him, there was just one person who came into the stream. Okay, cool. So Blitzace hasn't completed it yet? Because I know he was working on it. I think this is one. I think I need to find one more. And I'm probably going to mess up this final one. I think it's here. Is that right? Nice. Okay, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Blitz is in via Purifico, advanced slowly and fully expects people to overtake him. Fair play. Yeah, I'm going to be going very slowly as well because I've just got so much other stuff to do. So I can't like commit a huge amount of time to the mod right now. It gives plenty of time for people to play along with the challenge. Let's say you don't have that much time, but you want to kind of do your own run of the Masters mod alongside me and see how we kind of compared in our runs. And well, also, if you've already obviously gone ahead and completed it, you'll be able to see how I did it. It's been ages since I got this. This is the kind of stuff that if I'm doing like specific runs nowadays, I just kind of bypass it. I don't really do it much anymore. I don't even know if that's the right one. Yeah. There we go. I don't think the weapon's particularly useful. Obviously, we're shooting for the celestial weapons anyway, but... Oh, okay, fair play. I almost died last week, but I'm good. I'm glad that you're good. You're still alive. Praise be to Evan. I very much enjoyed the speedrun review. Yeah, I mean, so far at least, it looks like a lot of people have watched that. The speedrun thing. Speedruns are very good for content, like very popular stuff. So I'm glad a lot of people got to see it, and hopefully a lot of people gave Oddmock's channel some love as well, because obviously he did all of the heavy lifting for that video. I just got to react. It's the reason I don't do that type of content very much. But for this one, there was literally like no other way to do it. So very grateful for him allowing me to use the run. And yeah, it was definitely fun to see how it was done and how quickly they managed to get through things. Pretty insane. Right, let's head back in and try to get Anima now. Yeah, it's kind of funny. At the time, when I was looking up like which runs could I potentially try to use for this video, as I mentioned in the video itself, I wanted to do one that used an English version of the game, so that discounted some of the other options. And I think Oddmogs was the quickest English run at the time for that particular category, and so when I reached out, Oddmog was the first and only one to respond. And then during that whole time, there was a new world record, I believe, that was put in for that category, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I think Crimson Inferno is the record holder right now for that category. But at the time, they weren't in the top 5, I believe, so I reached out to Oddmog first, so I never tried to reach out to Crimson Inferno. So if anyone's like knows about the speedrun scene, or they've looked at the leaderboards and like, oh, but like the fastest time is an English version of the game, you could have looked at that one. When I started making the content, it wasn't, the run hadn't been submitted yet, so I didn't know. Wow, Ryan, that's crazy. I'm glad you're doing okay now. It's just so like, it's so insane how things like that can happen, almost like something out of nothing. Spotted fever. I'd never heard of that before. That's crazy. Get well soon. Crimson is the record holder, but yeah, most of them play in Chinese now because text appears and be clicked through faster. Yeah, I assume so, but obviously for, you know, trying to understand the strategies and that kind of thing, and watching, obviously it's a little bit more difficult. So I went with the English version. Okay, let's get this extra scene. I've always enjoyed the extra scenes that you get from the temples. For the record, this is going to be Yuna kind of talking to herself a little bit, because Hedy Barres, the voice of Yuna, also voices Seymour's mother. I've mentioned it a few times, but Always worth mentioning again.
You are Maester Seymour's mother.
So you know, yet still you seek my aid. My son, do you not hate him? It is all right. He is the one who sowed the seeds of hatred. He is to blame. But I am at fault for letting him become what he was. He was always alone, half guardo, half man. I wanted to give him the strength to live by himself. And so I became a faith. But because I let him taste power, he began to thirst for more. He was not satisfied with my Aeon. He wanted more power.
And he found sin.
Yes. Come, summoner. I will bestow you with my power. The Dark Aeon, Anima. Destroy sin, and my son's obsession with it. Though it is small recompense for what I did to him.
Yeah, great scene there and a great bit of backstory slash lore that I think is very good for the story. Acquiring Anima as a summonable Aeon has to be one of the most satisfying rewards for a side quest. It's great. It blew my mind because the first time I played the game, I had no idea that this was possible. I obviously no guides, no nothing, didn't look anything up. And then when I started to learn more and I realized that you could obtain Anima, I was so hyped to be able to do that. It was crazy. But yeah, I actually had a wallpaper. It's something I posted on Twitter a while back. It's probably like last year or something. But there are mods that basically allow you to use a free camera on each of these maps. And so you can kind of position the camera like overhead and stuff. And I have like overhead shots of all of the faith statues that you can see. And I had the Anima one as my my screensaver for a while. It just looks super cool. Obviously you can't see it fully from this angle, but I had it from like over the top and it was really cool. Okay, there we go. Now have Anima as well. Now I'm curious because we have to fight Belgamine's Aeons in Remium. I'm just wondering how our stats are. I think we're in good shape because Yuna's HP isn't great, but I think in this one, obviously due to the randomizer, she gets more strength than usual, which obviously translates to the Aeons. And so my Aeons at this stage should be probably stronger than they are normally. So I think, yeah, I mean that's a lot of strength right there. Like the scaling's just insane. Broken Birds, thank you so much. I'm glad you managed to get the platinum for this game. Will your Bahamut be as strong as the speedruns? I wish, like, that's the one thing I wish I could have known or, like, calculated. I'm sure I could ask and find out, but I didn't. Like, what were the actual stats of the Bahamut in that playthrough? Because obviously they're not going to waste time going into the menu to show the strength stat. There's probably, like, guides written for it and stuff that tell you everything like that, but I never really saw it. But judging by the damage, it's definitely very high. So, now we have that sorted out. I wonder what we should do next. Whose celestial weapons do we need? Right. I'm just gonna, everyone who has one, I'm gonna equip it so I can just reference it more easily. Yeah, we don't have that one yet. Have that one. Okay. So, for Yuna's weapon, what do we have to do? Do we have to do the capturing thing, or could we just go to the monster arena and just open it straight away?
You're counting on...
Hey Law, glad you liked the speedrun reaction. It's definitely a fun video to make. Obviously I've had people ask me about it, but still I have no intention of doing any speedrunning. Since the speedrun is so fast now, I'm a little bit softer on just doing it like one time. As just like a live stream. Just like a... Actually, screw it, I'll walk. Basically, when you do this, it's like as fast as having a Chocobo anyway, or faster. But yeah, I might do like one single attempt at a speedrun on a live stream or something in the future. So, we get the chest to appear by capturing the Calmlands fiends first. Is that what we gotta do? Yeah, okay. I think we can start with a little bit of capturing here. Just the Calmlands, just one of each from the Calmlands, and then we'll come back here because obviously we want the celestial weapons. So we'll do that. Well, to be honest, we need to get Yojimbo as well, but I think we'll get Yojimbo when it's monster capturing time. We'll probably make some more gil for capturing. There, we'll use Lulu for some capturing. We'll use Oren. I don't want to spend too much money on weapons here. And I think Waka still for the accuracy. Do all other best speedrunners use the Bahamut strat as well? Good question. Karifian probably knows. He seems to follow the speedrun scene more than I do. I would imagine he would. Okay, I kind of have to switch back now to the weapons. Actually, no. We'll see if we can manage without. The Bahamut strat is the route now. Yeah, fair enough. It's so fast that I can't imagine that changing for a while. I think having elemental protection would probably be nice here. It's not too much petrification threat. Yeah, let's just get out there and start capturing. We only need one of each, so we'll see. Sure of Cod 9 would be pretty quick too. Yeah, that's one of those things where if you ask me, like, what do you think you need to do in order to kind of complete the game as quickly as possible, I probably would have said, not knowing anything about speedrun, I would have said you need to try and get Sure of 9999 as quick as possible, and then just kind of spam through the bosses with that. Maybe once upon a time it was a strat, but then they kind of refined it. Okay. So... yeah, problem with Oren, once again, he's not going to be able to hit much, but when he does, he's going to hit hard. So against these enemies, he's not the best. But fair enough. We can do that. Trail was the strat for a long time, until a speedrunner named Rooster came up with the Bahamut route. Awesome. Hey Jelly, welcome to stream. Glad you could join us. Can Oren make it 2 for 2? Nope. But these guys can all get one-hit KOs on these guys, so... that's good enough.
Farewell.
Nice. Yeah, you guys are going to have to help me keep track of what I've captured so far. It's always easy to forget. I'm going to hang around here for the easier ones first and then head to the northwest. And obviously anytime this happens, I think I'm just going to flee. I'm mostly focused on the celestial weapons for now. I don't want to fight too many repeat encounters here. And I think I'm going to put it on ×2 speed as well to help move things along a little quicker. So I'm not going for the full monster capture grind yet, just enough to get the weapons. Okay. God's sake. Do I have enough return spheres to just give Riku like a... I think I might, you know. Just keep Riku on the front line instead of Tidus so I don't have to switch him out constantly. Initiative. Yeah, of course, because I'm not grinding now, it's going to give me the same one, exactly. And then when I need it, it won't. This might be a little bit wasteful, but for now I'm just going to do it. I think ultimately it will save me time. We need to speed run the capturing a little bit. Good lord. Come on, man. I know that there's different stuff here. There you go. Okay, finally. 2 new enemies. Let's go. Still gonna get this one out of the way. Wow, survived. Nice. How has doing the VODs worked out for you, by the way? Yeah, it's worked out fine. It's basically kind of how I expected it. They get similar kind of views to like what a normal playthrough would anyway, and they take like it takes me maybe half an hour to compile all 3 of the VODs, including all of their thumbnails and any minor like small edits I need to do or anything like that. So it's very quick for me. It's like kind of low time constraint, high output, and it's kind of best of both worlds, so I think it works pretty well. Now, it's the best way to wear this guy down. Don't have that much. Just want to see how much regular attacks do against this guy. That's what, yeah, if that's high enough, we can just spam attack. Yeah, that'll do it. Right, I think that's most of like the important stuff here anyway, I think. The rest of what I need I should find elsewhere. Yeah, I think VODs are definitely the way forward. Obviously, a lot of streamers that have been doing this for a very long time, they have all of that stuff nailed down. Like the whole idea of, I see a lot of challenge players that say like FromSoft streamers that might do like a challenge run live for like 8 hours, 10 hours, and then they have an editor to chop that down to like an hour. And then they release that as like a singular video where they don't really need to do anything other than the live stream itself. It's like, it's just really good, kind of smart, efficient work. So yeah, when you've been doing it as long as I have, you have to look for ways to be efficient and to try and get the most out of your time, because everything just takes so much time. $2,200. That's pretty good, but these guys are pretty beefy. They're gonna need a lot. They're only gonna get 1 set of attacks in. I have to assume we'll be fine. Still slightly OP for them at this stage, so that's good. We don't have to worry too much. Hey EA Burns, welcome to the stream. Yes, we are still focusing on celestial weapons, but to get Yuna's one, we need to capture 1 of everything in the Calm Lands. So, still focused on that. for now. Has anyone ever watched a Final Fantasy V randomizer speedrun tournament? I haven't, but Final Fantasy V does feel to me like the best of the OG games to kind of... Wait a minute. Oh shit. I was going to say, don't I have First Strike? I forgot to equip it. But yeah, I think of the old games, it's probably the best for that kind of stuff. I would like to try some kind of Final Fantasy V challenge run in the future. See if she can make this. Nope. But at this stage it's not too big a deal, even if they can't. We have too much like HP and strength and stuff. So chance Auron might get picked on here. Obviously, the only threat here is the Malboro, I think. Is there a newer version of P. Birdman mod than 2.6? I don't think there is. I think I asked P. Birdman about that like a month or two ago. Someone asked me, I think. And he said no, like, that's the most recent version we have. If there's some kind of like major bug, I feel like it probably would have been known by now if there was, but if there is, then you can let me know and I'll try and pass it on to him. So I think we need to fight a Curl, and we need a Malboro, and we need the Anacondas as well. Yes, okay, so this is obviously, this is one of the most dangerous encounters as well, if we're not careful. But I think once again we should be able to just overpower them. Like if you're doing no sphere grid or something, then these guys are very dangerous to capture if you don't have the right preparation. But for this mostly OP party, we're doing fine. Nice. No problem. Just beat Seymour Nators last night after Meteor nearly made me give up. Yeah, that is nasty. But Seymour Nators using Meteor gave us one of the best memes of the series, so I always respect that. Okay, so we're making pretty good progress so far after that slow start. We need the Malboro. Let's just grab a steel before we flee here. As you know, those petrify grenades, very useful. At this stage, obviously, I'm opening the floor up to more stealing. Throughout the story, I was on like I'm trying my best not to hang around and farm and repeat battles so I can steal stuff, etc. But obviously, now that we're in post-game land, things will change. All right, here we go. So, I think this is one where Demi is useful. Let's see. I want to have this one. Obviously, Confusion is still the killer. I want to keep somebody out that has like some good protection against that stuff. And we'll see how much a Fire-Raga does here. Tony G, welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. 5,000 is pretty good damage here. So hopefully we won't get a... I think this will help. Hopefully we won't get a bad breath here. I think it has a counter. I always forget how it goes with this one, but I think it has a counter. And if you attack it enough times, then it automatically does it if you go past a certain like number of attacks. And I think fire increases the likelihood of it happening. Like I think the counter goes up by more if you do a fire-based attack. So I think we're good now. So just had to be a little careful there, but again, we're powerful enough and fast enough that we got it done. No problem. Okay. There we go. So that leaves only the curl, I believe. So we're going to escape everything other than the curl now. Let's hope it doesn't take too long. I think the curl appears quite a lot in like the regions closer to the monster arena. I don't think you have to be here for this. Like in the northwest part. Yeah, Kimahri's going to have his time. I think especially in things like the Omega Ruins with Demi and that kind of thing, I do think Kimahri is going to continue to be useful. Even if he doesn't have the beefiest stats. Once we start being able to use some purple spheres for him, hopefully. Obviously, we don't have a huge amount of purple spheres available because the enemies you have to defeat to even get purple spheres, they're very hardcore. Like we have no chance of really defeating them right now, so we'll have to see when the time comes. Basically, we're going to get through, hopefully, well, we're going to try to get through the Omega Ruins with basically minimal to no purple sphere use. I think I will use the ones from like lightning dodging and stuff. We are going to get some extra spheres from doing that. Will you allow clear spheres too? Yeah, I think eventually I will. Clear spheres is like the final thing that we'll do. Because obviously then we can kind of abandon certain stats that we're not going to use and clear out like a lot more of the grid and just focus purely on certain stats that we think might help us win the fight. So yeah, clear spheres will happen for sure, but that's like my final weapon. I'm going to try to just fill the remaining gaps with purple spheres first. But the curl has proved elusive so far. I think once I'm done with this one, I will do the Chocobo race just to get the Clad Bulk. We won't do the Sun Sigil one yet. We're going to do things kind of stage by stage, and I'll probably leave the Sigils until the end. Will we do the chest in the Omega Ruins? We did do the chest. I think you might have had to sign off for that one. We did, like, I think it was like the last 15-20 minutes of one of the sessions, and we did do a run. I think we got 7 chests, which is pretty good. There you go. So we got 2 at once. Classic. Looked for it for ages, and then we got 2 at once. You know how it goes. Get these done. Curls are probably one of my favorite enemy designs. I've always been a fan of the curl design. I think it's really cool. It's another one that's also cool to see the evolution of over the years. Like, so many of the Final Fantasy games have a curl enemy. Yeah, Krako is right. Of course it was Rule himself. The legendary Rule, who I gave the pick to for the 8th chest, and he was the one that broke the streak. Okay. So now we should be done. Yeah, Rule's not here. Maybe he'll pop in later, but he won't need to defend himself. He did what everyone expected Rule to do. Okay, so yes, we have all of the Calmlands Fiends. There we go. Yeah, I don't know which VOD episode it is, but it's definitely something you can find. It's pretty funny, and that's why I like having the chat visible in the VODs. Like it definitely adds like an extra dimension and context that you wouldn't ordinarily get. So it takes a little bit of extra setup time to make sure the chat works, like in the recording, but it's definitely nice to have. And there we go. That's another celestial weapon in the books. Okay, So yeah, we have Titus's one. So let's head to the Chocobo Trainer and have a race. I think we still have to do the other training things first. I swear some of the training's harder than the Chocobo race. Where is she? Isn't she normally here? Or is she at the other end now? Yeah, she moved. I think she might be... Did she go all the way up to the top of the Carman's? I think there's like... Or is she all the way out in the northwest? She's either in the northwest or she's at the top. Near the shop. Yeah, that's where she normally is, but... Unless I'm blind and I haven't seen her. She should be here, no? This is her usual spot, so she's not here. Weird. I think she's at the... She's either northwest or she's at the top. Yeah, she's not here either. Odd. Yeah, she's not here. She ran off with Durran, yes. New Final Fantasy X mystery. All the way top left. Maybe I didn't go far enough. No, she's here. See? Weird. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're still literally all the way back here. Okay. Let's see what we can do. I think I'm worse at these than the actual run. With this one, I think the trick was to do like a really... Like basically zigzag. But not too much, otherwise you slow down too much. No one on this planet is correctly dressed. Well, this planet has its own rules. Maybe they're all correctly dressed. Okay, we'll take that. Okay. Let's do something else. Yeah, Hyper Dodger was the annoying one. I've definitely had times where I've needed like 10 attempts to do this one or more. I think this is the one where you needed to try and do like a bit more like heavy zigzagging. If you do too shallow like that, you get hit by the bird. So to avoid the bird, you need to do big kind of swooping zigzags. And so I've had times where while I'm zigzagging, I've failed to get through the finish gate. So this one's just really annoying. Yeah, so nowhere near. I'm going to need a few attempts to get this one. But I was saying to some people that it's interesting how the last time I did all of this stuff was for the P-Birdman mod like 2-3 years ago. And I think for that one, I literally got the Sun Sigil race in like 3 goes. And I'm like, is there any... Like, we're going to see if that was a big fluke or not. Oof, I think I just did it. There you go. Okay. And yeah, I think Tamara's right. It is easier to control the Chocobo with the D-pad and not the analog stick. That's one of the small pieces of advice I give to people. Because literally, I must have had tens of people, like 40, 50, maybe more. People like ask me directly, like, do you have any advice for the Chocobo racing? And I usually say not really, because I don't think there's too much you can say. But that's definitely one of the small pieces of advice I do give, like to not use the analog stick. I also believe it's better. I also find it helps to play on mute when racing. That's interesting, actually. Okay, here we go. Another piece of advice I give to people is that, to me at least, it feels like after a certain stage, a lot of this Catch a Chocobo is just to do with the balloon distribution. There's like an RNG, I assume, for like which balloons appear where. And sometimes you get a favorable one where you can pick up like 7 or 8 balloons very easily without doing anything. And that already gives you a chance to get like near the 0 seconds or to even win the race. And so if you're unlucky and you end up with like not being able to get most of the balloons at the start, then you're already kind of on the back foot and it's already difficult. So yeah, let's see. That's literally the only thing I would change about this. Like a lot of people obviously they get upset by this game, like it's, you know, they shit on it, whatever, and some of that's definitely justified. If I was remaking the game and I wanted this to be in there, I think the main thing I would have done is I would have allowed a quick restart, so that let's say you begin the race and you start to kind of notice which balloon distributions are good and which are not. You could pretty quickly just be like, okay, this is bad, I want to restart this run, and then you don't have to worry, like you don't have to waste like 3 minutes on a run. And so I think that's like probably one of the best ways to do it. This was quick, by the way. It'd be funny if I got less than 0 seconds for this one. I think it's close. I think it's probably under 10 seconds. But that was lucky, that's what I mean. I think the balloons were just very favorable there. Well, there you go. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say. I guess you were there to witness it. I guess I do need to start speedrunning now. I need to speedrun the 100% version. Yeah, now, the bad thing is I have to do this one more time, or do I... Wait a minute. If this happens, do I get both at the same time? I don't, right? Because this is... If you do it literally the first time, surely they won't give you the Sun Sigil, right? Holy shit. So last time I did it in 3 tries, now I did it first time. I guess I know something. But I think I have to do it one more time. Let's find out what they're going to give us here. Do I get it? Yes! Yeah, so, sorry if anyone that expected to see the frustration and rage of me trying to get less than 0 seconds. That's ridiculous. Oh my god. I promise you guys, like, I absolutely promise you guys that I did not do any practice or any, like, setup for that. It was just completely just luck. I promise you. That's absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Oh man. Shit. Literally never done that before. Even doing it in 3 runs in the P Birdman live streams was like a big deal for me. It was like a big kind of like bit of luck. It's a fluke. But I guess doing it first time now, maybe there is something to it, but again, I don't know what advice to give really. Thank you EA Burns for the gifted memberships, appreciate that. Yeah, I think the best way to do it is to do it on a live stream and have a bunch of people cheering you on. Then you probably have a better chance of making it happen. That's my best advice. That was crazy. That was actually crazy. Yeah, I was so like, these are just practice runs and I'm going to have to do this again anyway, that I just wasn't taking it seriously. I was just chatting my way through it. I'm glad that this was caught as a live stream, you know? It's one of those moments where it's like, you know how, you know, when you're chatting with people or there'll be a comment section. Let's say when I upload like a video on the Chocobo race Sun Sigil, there'll be someone in the comments saying that like, oh, I don't know why everyone finds it difficult. I did it first time. And then you'd read that comment and be like, yeah, shut up. Like, you're just talking shit. There's no proof. You're just saying that to be annoying and make everyone feel inadequate kind of thing. But I guess it is possible. So maybe I'll be more likely to believe people who say they did it first time now. Okay. So that was a bit of a turn up for the books. We managed to get the Sun Sigil ahead of schedule. Very ahead of schedule. So this means that we are basically there now. Just want to double check. Okay, the only one we don't have is Walkers, and this means we need to play Blitzball, right? I think that's what we got to do. So let's head to Luca first. And now I think the next section of play is going to be Blitzball.
We're counting on you, kid.
Yeah, I definitely know where it is. I just forgot the criteria. I think it's like if you haven't played enough games, they don't even give you the weapon. Something like that. Yeah, I think there's still Rage to come because we have to play Blitzball anyway. And then there's the lightning dodging. Last time when I did it for the P-Birdman mod, I think I needed 2 goes. And even that was like pretty nerve-wracking. The first time I think I was in it for like 10 minutes, 12 minutes. That one I've always said, like I always dislike lightning dodging more than the Sun Sigil, like even before those 2 live streams. Having to do like the dodging consistently for 15-20 minutes, I always find that worse. Remember you had that rage match with Alves? Of course I remember. That's one of those unforgettable games. I'm glad that I had that kind of game for the playthrough, because obviously everyone by that stage they'd really started to get used to like the laid back chill Dansg08 commentary style. So I think throwing in like an episode like that where I really did get annoyed, I think it was a nice bit of contrast to what people are used to. I haven't recruited anybody yet. There's something I might do for that. Let's see. Yeah, so if you haven't played enough Blitzball, if you basically just played the storyline game and nothing else, they won't give you the weapon yet. So I think you need at least like 3 wins, or maybe like your team level needs to go up or something like that. So I think what we'll do here, I will ask chat who you want me to recruit, and I will build the team that chat wants me to have. So you can choose to troll me, make it harder for me, or you can try to help me build the best team. So let's go with goalkeepers. I think for goalkeeper, I want to sign Duran. So people are asking me if I recruited Duran. So for goalkeeper, shall we use Duran? I've done a lot of runs with just the Aurochs, so I don't mind switching it up. Like more recently, I've done like the Blitzball challenges, all of that kind of stuff. The original Aurochs, like I'm very used to playing as them. I'm happy to do it again, but I don't mind recruiting some more people. So I think Duran, people want me to recruit Duran. We'll do that. I'm only going to do it for like one kind of tournament, because basically in order to get the Jupiter Sigil, I think there's a way to do it actually. I think using the Farplane like cheat engine like mod thing, I should be able to do it so that I only need to win 1 league of Blitzball. I should be able to modify the prize, and so we could build a team and then just play a single league, and then it should be fine. So first of all, I want to play enough games to get the Celestial Weapon itself, and then we'll have a look. So one thing at a time. Final Fantasy X-2 Blitzball went. I literally don't even remember how Final Fantasy X-2 Blitzball works. Like I remember nothing about it. Literally nothing. That's how detached I am from Final Fantasy X-2 Blitzball. Coming in at least 3rd in a Blitzball tournament or win 5 games. Okay, so we're going to play 1 tournament. I think we need a tournament to get attack reels anyway. And so we'll do that. Yeah, all I know about 10-2 is that I hated what they did with Blitzball. Oh yeah, Duran's gone. Sorry guys, I forgot. We're already too far along in the story. Yeah, thank you Aerosol. I literally saw Aerosol's message right before I got to Duran. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. I don't know if there's a mod to kind of bring him back. Let me, just give me a quick second. I want to fire up this Farplane mod because they do have a Blitzball kind of editor thing. I might still be able to just put people on the team without having to actually recruit them physically, like find them. So just give me a sec. Let me fire up this editor, see what I can do. It's a very powerful tool. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's literally called Farplane. And it works really well like when you have it hooks into the game once you've actually fired up the game. And you're able to like edit a lot of stuff on the fly. So let's see. Teams. I can see Durran, but I can't add him to it. I can't add him to my team. It's got a lot of the tools that Final Fantasy X editor has, but you can just do it like without editing the save. Wait, I think I already recruited Durran. Wait a minute. Do you guys remember that? When we first came across Durran, did I already recruit him? Let me double check, because the editor's showing that I already have Durran on my team. I think I already did, so that should be fine. Yeah, I did grab him. Fine. Okay, that's good. Whew. Good. Okay. Is there anyone else you guys want me to specifically have on my Blitzball team? Because I think I can just add them in here, like without having to do the whole running around for it. So I'm happy to take any suggestions for any players you want. Since everyone is low level, get Waka from the start. I always feel bad because when I get Waka, I leave Datto out of the team. Sign checked. Yeah, I think people want me to have the OP team here. Rin's an interesting call, you know. You know what? I like that. I don't think I've ever played Blitzball with Rin on my team. That's kind of funny. I want to recruit Rin. I'm gonna get Rin. Can I find him? Yes, I can. Let's see if this works. He has tackle slip from the start, I think. Interesting. Okay, other than that, people want Waka, so I'm going to trade Datto's position on the team for that. Sorry, Datto. He's my boy. When I use the OG Oros, I try to use him, but... So, Waka's in the team. Tidus, Waka, Durran, Rin. We need a defender. I think everyone wants me to use Rop. I like Jasu more than Botta because he's a bit quicker, so I'm going to add Rop as a defender. I know people want me to add Brother, but Brother's just too OP. I think we have to make it at least a bit fun. So I'm going to add Rop in defense. And give these guys some long contracts. So you can adjust like contract length and stuff as well. Anyone else? A female on the team, please. Yes, who do you like? Velucha's obviously very OP. If we bring in Velucha, then I wouldn't want to use like Tidus. Nida is a good shout. I think I might go for Nida, because Jasu's quick. I think Nida. The female Ronso. You know what? I don't think I've ever played with any of the female Ronso characters in events, because they're slow. I obviously don't use them, and it'll be a bit more challenging as well. So there's two. There's Nuvi Ronso. Let's use her. Ah, but she's, yeah, because she's also on the Ronso Fangs, it might mess things up a little bit. Let's leave that one alone. I'm gonna add Nida. Make it easier. Someone that's not already on a different roster. Okay. Let's just go with this, and we can always edit it later. Let's not spend too much time here. Hopefully the editor worked. Let me throw in a save here. And we'll see if that worked. Add Chapu. Ah, we can't do a tournament yet. When does the tournament become available? Do we have to play like one league game first, or can we play an exhibition and then it becomes available, I wonder? Does anyone know how to make that tournament appear? Also, let me check if I can change the reward for this, maybe? Exhibition works every 3 matches. Basically, if I can change this league to give me the thing that I want, I don't think I can. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Fine. Can you add Yuna with that editor? No, I can't. You can only add players that you're kind of allowed to add, obviously. They won't give you anything new. You can forfeit 3 matches in a row in exhibition. There you go. Okay, that's smart play. We'll do that. Let's check if Yeah, I think it works. So we have Titus, Walker, Rin. These are Rin stats for anyone curious, by the way. I don't know if you have to forfeit the game itself. We'll forfeit the games. Let's have a look at this team. So we've got the Albed defense here, and then we've got Duran and goal. So this is the team. I mean, it's a strong team. It's definitely a very strong team. Rin's a little bit like in terms of the others. He's kind of the odd one out, but everyone else is very strong.